Hey everybody, welcome back to 13 Rings, an NFC East podcast. I'm your host Lucas with Maurice, and Earl. We are coming to you live after Week 11. It is Tuesday night, guys. It was a very emotional week for the NFC East. You know, a lot of stuff going on, even with our bye team here. How y'all doing this week?
I'm doing great.
I bet you are.
I'm solid.
I'm chilling.
Yeah. Okay.
How are you doing, man? You okay?
I don't want to talk about it.
Lucas,
You have to. That's the point of this.
Yeah, I think you're gonna be coming up very soon. Yeah.
What are you asking for?
I am emotionally distraught. That is where I'm at.
Emotional damage.
That is correct. Emotional damage. That's right. You better believe it. So let's break this down already, though, shall we? Let's break this down. Before we get into the games, we're going to go over our preseason predictions. Week 11, surprisingly, I'm actually surprised that we all agreed on this. We all had the Cowboys losing, though I don't think quite in this fashion.
Yeah, about
Lucas,
that.
real quick, before you go, your camera's on.
Oh, shit. Okay. Not a big deal.
I put it in Slack, but I don't know if you saw it.
No, I wasn't.
I seen it.
You seen it?
I seen it.
Well, I just do the audio anyway.
You're
Guys,
like
not
you're
a
about
big
to
deal.
give us a service or something over there.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so for the Giants, they're on a bye. No predictions there. Commanders and Eagles, you know, three of us predicted that the Commanders would lose, Eagles win. One of us predicted the opposite. I think we all know how that you know, you all know that it was me. Look,
Yeah, you had confidence. Nothing wrong with
I had confidence. Look. And I just want to point out, you know, for the end of the season, I had an 8-9 record. Earl had a 9-8 record. Maurice had a 5-12 record. So Maurice are already wrong on that one. Just saying. Though my prediction for Mouse, I mean, no, 9-8 is still possible for the Commanders. I mean, look, that would cause like an epic meltdown, but hopefully not. I mean, look, we could all be wrong on the Commanders. My prediction on the Giants seemed pretty accurate at 4-13, though.
No, we're going lower.
You were going lower.
Lower.
I don't like.
Are we getting like
predictions
Shorty
anyway.
got lower, or like just lower in general?
No, we're staying at 2. No more.
No more. Okay. I had the Cowboys going 8-9. That was the worst out of our predictions, and I don't even think they'll get there. But we'll talk about it, right, Earl?
I mean, yeah.
That being said, let's get to the Thursday night. Probably one of the best Thursday night games of this season in terms of, you know, intrigue and just overall play. Eagles, Commanders fly up to Philly, and it was a close game, right, Maurice? GG's, good game. Still hate y'all. I'm still salty. It ain't even about y'all at this point. It's about us. But we'll get into it, right, Maurice?
Wait a minute. So did the Eagles win or this game?
You know the Eagles won. Don't even try to play that. Look.
Okay, Lucas.
Right.
So basically, you're saying that it was a close game.
Wait a second. Wait a second. You asked if the Eagles won or the Commanders lost. Is that what you said, Maurice?
Yes.
I think it was a combination, but I will say more on the Commanders losing. But I mean, look, it was a lot closer than the score indicated.
No, it wasn't.
Did you not look at that fourth quarter?
The fourth quarter is different. No, I'm saying, but the first
That's the
three
closer,
quarters.
though.
No, listen to me. Okay, let's go one we're wrong for the Commanders because you said I could go first before, right, Maurice?
Yeah,
so let's go one we're wrong. The coaching went wrong. Let's go back to that fourth down in a one possession game. Let's just look. I get the Commanders had only not converted one fourth down up to that point. I get that. I get that you feel confident, but first off, we're not the Detroit Lions. We're not there yet. We are playing a very tough divisional game, and maybe you're worried that you're not going to be able to stop the Eagles. Sure, but they had stopped you at the one, you know, with 1 yard left before converting for first down, like twice, trying to run it up the middle, which was a mistake, to be clear. So there's that. Also, you're in Philly. Maybe you do that on your home court, field, but you can't do that in Philly. And like, here's the thing: if you take the field goal, first off, despite being a backup kicker, Zane Gonzalez had been playing great. I trust him to make that field goal, right? Even if the Eagles march down, it's still only a one possession game, and you probably have enough time to come back and score again. And if you can control the time of possession, you can make it so that you're the last team out on the field. Okay, so there's that. But then the execution, and look, the other thing that went wrong is that Jaden Daniels looked like a normal rookie quarterback would on the road in a divisional game. Jaden Daniels has been playing Rookie of the Year, near MVP caliber up to this point in the season. This game was a bad game for Jaden Daniels. I mean, let's look at the box score here, guys. I mean, the guy had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Had, I believe, hang on, I'm pulling up here now. Give me 1 second here. He had less than 200 yards, 191 yards. Completion percentage was solid, but like QBR was 22. He had a rough night. His throws were not timed correctly. They were a little short most of the time. They were low, short, whatever you want to call it. Jaden Daniels did not look great. Brian Robinson looked like he was coming back from injury. It showed. The Eagles held Jaden Daniels on 7 rushes to just 18 yards. Look, and I don't, last couple games, Jaden's had not like spectacular outings. And I attributed that to Brian Robinson being out, but Brian Robinson's back. So why did this happen this time? Are the Eagles' defense really that elite? Very possibly. Look, I mean, they struggled at the beginning of the season. They're looking great now, but like, and you look at the other 2 games, last 2 games outside of this one, Giants, pretty good defense. Despite their offensive issues, pretty good, especially up front. Then you had Steelers, really good defense, yet again. Really good up front. So is Jaden Daniels hitting a rookie wall, or is he just playing against really elite defenses? I think the Cowboys game next week will be a good indicator of that. We'll see.
Okay, before you continue, let me ask. You asked, is Jaden Daniels? Let me ask you this question. Okay. Was Jaden Daniels 100%?
I think he is, because first off, there's no reason for Dan Quinn to lie about it. He said multiple times Jaden Daniels is not hurt. Now, he did attribute to Daniels timing being off because he did miss time in prior weeks in practice. So he says his timing's off. So he might be off kilter in that regard. But in terms of health, I think he is healthy. Now, he's still wearing that rib protection thing with his pads, which does concern me a little bit. Is it a mental thing? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, because what I can say is, I noticed he simply wouldn't throw the ball deep at all.
Did he have enough time to throw the ball deep against you guys? Let's be clear. Did he have enough time? No. Kudos to you guys on that. Kudos to you guys on that. Like, absolutely. Look, I mean, his longest completion was, I think, 34 yards to Austin Eckler, and that was mostly yards after the catch, right? So, like, he struggled, but he's also played 3 really good defenses in a row with the Giants, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and now y'all. Like, I've been making fun of the Giants, but they do have a good defensive front. Yeah. Can't deny that. So, is it a rookie wall? Is it whatever, or is he just played really good defenses? I think next week will determine that. Because if he struggles at all against the Cowboys, and I do commend the Cowboys defense for holding up well in the first half against the Texans. We'll talk about what happened in that second half here. Look, Jaden Daniels, if he does, then we just know that he hit a rookie wall. And can he bounce back from that this season? Yet to be determined. But like right now, he played 3 really good defenses in a row. At least one of them he was not 100% against the Giants. We'll see what happens moving forward. So coaching was a big part of this. That went wrong. The coaching decision to go for it on 4th down. Like, I think we all agree they probably should have just taken the points.
Yeah,
they probably should have just taken the points.
It would have been 13-12.
Yeah, and then like even if you guys score, it's still 1 possession game for us. Even if you guys take a 2-point conversion, it's still us a 2-point conversion away from being in the lead again. So that's where it went wrong, and because let's going into the things that we did right. Look, defensively, I think we did as well as we could, as long as we could. Because first off, nobody's going to hold Saquon Barkley down forever in a game. Look, he's going to get his at some point, right? So, especially after the offense had been demoralized by that, the defense giving up those runs, not like it's not understandable, but like it is kind of understandable. But at the same time, like, look, you did exactly what you wanted to do to that passing game. You made Jalen Hurts beat you within the pocket, right? He only had 10 rushes for 39 yards. Not super effective on the ground. He went 18 of 28, which is, 25 seems like 25 passing attempts is like a good number for Jalen. So the fact that you got him to 28 attempts with 221 yards, 2 sacks, QBR 45. Your highest, yards for a receiver was 65 with A.J. Brown. Look, is exactly what you want to happen. Like, you're not going to be able to shut down the passing game and the running game. And, like, we already know our running defense stinks. Like, it's one of the worst in the NFL this year. There's no secret here. But, I mean, until the fourth quarter, we even did a decent job on Saquon. So, and, Kenneth Gainwell also was contained until the fourth quarter. Look, and this was after that failed fourth down conversion. So, like, I think that probably took a little air out of the defense at that point, too. So, like, look, I think game plan wise, going into the game, we did exactly what our defense did exactly what we wanted to do. And offensively, not until, the fourth quarter, I mean, like, we did exactly what we want to do. And I knew going into this game, we had to build a substantial lead because in the second half, the Eagles are a second half team. Correct me if I'm wrong, Maurice. So if you wanted to hold on to a lead, you have to build a lead early in the first half. They did not do that. Kudos to the Eagles defense for holding our offense. Anyway, that's my player of the game is for this game probably. I'll give it to Frankie Louvu with 2 sacks. I'll give the floor to Maurice now.
Yeah, I agree with Frankie Louvu. He was all over the place. He was a monster on the defensive side of football for you guys. Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner too. He was a force on the field as well. So, but GG's Lucas. I asked a question about Jaden Daniels because it was just noticeable that he really didn't target his receivers much. And, Terry McLaurin is your number 1 receiver.
And shout out to Quinyon Mitchell. Did an excellent job. Yeah, excellent job shutting. Quinyon Mitchell going to be one of those marquee corner names in the NFL. Calling it now. Good pickup by you guys in the draft. Cooper DeJean really showed out too. Look, your secondary did a great job. It took a while, but now your Vic Fangio defense is coming together, and it's scary, honestly.
Yeah, Quinyon Mitchell, a.k.a. Quintanamo Bay. He's locking down receivers every week now. And
I like that.
He's not it's not like the slot receiver or the third receiver. It's the number 1 receivers. Darius Slay didn't even really play much. He had a knee issue. So he's a rookie, and he is really stepping up to the plate. He's really impressing me. Cooper DeJean, he's in the slot. He's in the middle a little bit more, but he's making an impact as well. Our secondary is looking pretty good. Our linebackers are looking pretty good. Zach Bowen, he's our Frankie Louvu. He's been really good as well. Bowen's all over the field as well. But yeah, back to Jaden Daniels. He really didn't target his receivers much. Eckler had the most targets, had the most receptions with 8. Then it was Ertz, and then it was John Bates. And all the receivers only had 1 catch each.
Yeah. No, you guys did a really good job defensively. And like I said, I don't know if this is a rookie wall thing or just a really good defense, 3rd week in a row. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, hey, me and Earl was telling you at some point Jaden Daniels is going to hit a rookie wall. He is.
The question is now can he get over it? We don't know.
I believe so. I think he's talented enough to get over it. Yeah, and their schedule was easy too, so he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. But back to the Eagles. On my side, I mean, we did okay. Jalen Hurts did just enough. The offense as a whole was a little stagnant in the first half. But when that third quarter came along, they made adjustments. I will say that. And you can only hold down Saquon Barkley, like you said, for so long. He had 26 carries for 146 yards. He now leads the league in rushing, I want to say. I got to get the Derrick Henry rushing numbers from Sunday. But he's right up there with Derrick Henry. They're actually talking about MVP talks with Barkley. He's been an amazing addition to this team. And he's quickly become the number one weapon on this team, which I didn't think was going to happen. I think when he came to our predictions before the season started, I think I had him going for 1,200. He's going to go way over 1,200 yards rushing. Like, he might get 1,900 yards rushing was all said and done. 2 touchdowns.
Maurice, just real quick, he is only 48 yards behind Derrick Henry in total rushing yards on the season now.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going by Thursday's numbers, and then Derrick probably overtook him again Sunday.
Yeah. Barely.
Yeah. But they're neck and neck. And with no Christian McCaffrey, really, because of injuries, these are the best 2 running backs in the league right now. AJ had an okay game. Dallas Guy had an okay game. Really, what it really came down to is I guess because we just have like more of a winning pedigree because we've been in the big games before. We just know how to overcome some adversity in the games. And then one play in particular was the Goddard catch, and then he got punt. The punt.
Yo, I was like, yes, that's the momentum turn that we need. And then your rookie tight end he's a rookie, right?
No, second.
Okay,
No,
still
second.
young tight end just jumps on, and I'm like, where did he come from?
All those Commanders was there, and then he just popped out of nowhere.
He just popped out. I was so mad about that. I was just like, okay, well, we're done.
Yeah, so that and the 4th and 2, going for it on 4th and 2, I've seen a lot of Commanders fans being upset about that. I don't know why he went for it. I don't know. That kind of shocked me.
Well, like I said, we were pretty high on converting 4th downs up to that point. And I think that was but like I said, at the end of the day, first off, you got to understand game situation here. And it's not just on, you know what? I think if they converted it, nobody would be questioning this. And they did have a high percentage. They still do have a high percentage of converting on 4th down. And I understand the thought process. It's just not the move that I would have made in that game situation. Because, you got to take the points that you can get. Don't get greedy. Because, it had been a slugger up into this, slugging back and forth up into that point.
A divisional battle.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a bad call. That's where the momentum of the game really changed.
Yeah. And one thing you guys had going for you was our kicker was out of the game.
Yes, he was.
I
was just because you guys should have won by 34 instead of 26.
Well, Jake Elliott basically gave up 7 points.
Yes.
He missed 2 field goals and an extra point.
I don't even know how you miss an extra point.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
is he in trouble of losing his job?
No, but the spotlight is now on him. I think it was just one night where he just had a really bad night.
Because, last year we were giving him praises, but now...
That seems like that's every kicker now. Justin Tucker is not really having a great year.
Yeah, how you feel about that, Mal?
I'm so depressed. Something's wrong. But
he's old.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong.
The struggle is real.
Yeah, you could be a great kicker one year, and next year you could just not have it.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, that goes back to what you were saying, the game was really close. The game really wasn't close. You guys scored a garbage touchdown, and the kicker gave up 7 points. So, it should have been a blowout. But regardless of that, the win is
you guys gave up a garbage touchdown.
Well, yeah, we did. But that's that prevent defense. What can we do? And shout out to Zach Ertz because that was actually a really good catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was a good catch.
So one went right. Our Our defense is looking really, really good. And Saquon Barkley is Saquon Barkley. What went wrong? Our kicker, Jake Elliott, hopefully he gets it right next week against the Rams. Player of the game, Saquon Barkley. He had 146 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, and he also had 52 yards receiving.
If I had to pick a MVP of the division right now, it would be Saquon.
Yes. Yeah. So GG Lucas, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, hopefully we get our stuff together at that point. Home field for us. So I'm hoping that we split the series because it wouldn't be fun without that, right? So anyway, and you know what? Even though we lost this game, you guys have a much harder schedule than we do for the rest of the way. So
we have 4 tough games and we have 3 easy games.
I hope you think of us as a tough game, sir, because if not, then I'm going to feel insulted.
All right, so real quick, let's break down really quick. We have the Rams next week.
Yep,
hard
game. Yep.
We have the Ravens at Baltimore.
That's a hard game.
We play the Panthers.
That's an easy game.
We play the Steelers.
That's a hard game.
We play the Commanders.
That's a hard game.
We play the Cowboys.
Easy game.
Giants.
Easy game.
So we got at least 3 easy wins there.
Yeah.
So that's 11 wins right there. So we'll see. Still got to play the games, though.
I'm going to laugh so hard if Tommy Cutlets ruins.
Well, we're going to get to Tommy Cutlets because I have an interesting proposal for you, Mal.
You said that last year, didn't you?
Yeah, they won.
I think Mal said that if the Giants upset the Eagles around Christmas, that she would get 15 tattooed on her.
The Giant. Well, no, we didn't beat them that game on Christmas, but we beat y'all the last week of the season.
Yeah, we played the last 3 weeks. We played them twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fantastic, beautiful.
Anyway,
so now I think we'll get handed over to Earl. Earl, it was I'm sorry, bud.
There's no need for apologies. I basically stated this before the season started. Low-key tanking of a season. So, I mean, I spoke it into existence because I saw what I saw. The late signings, the late bringing in players, the lateness all around. It was to the point Jerry Jones and his son was like, y'all should be honored by their lateness. And right now they're getting cooked for it. Yesterday they played on Monday night against their little brother, and the little brother beat the big brother 34-10. It's to the point now that Houston as a whole, they feel like they run Texas. In this victory, yes. But the overall, Dallas still holds the record between the two. But little brother won last night. And big brother needs to get their act together.
I'll just say this. The majority of them fans were not Cowboys fans in y'all stadium.
I really don't see it as a football stadium to me, to be honest.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's another thing. Like, that was ominous to how the stadium started falling apart before the game.
Thanks for taking some of my points.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
Okay, Dallas lost 34-10. It's to the point now that I'm already seeing that they might be trying to tank. But it's not clear as day of it as of yet, because in the first half, I got a chance to see the team play. Basically, the defense decided to show up, and it was just the offense just couldn't get right in this game. And as I predicted, the Texans, they were going to flex their muscles. They were going to be aggressive. D'Amico Ryans, credit to him and his team, they played physical, and they brought the fight to Dallas. What went wrong in this game? Injuries, turnovers, and a jacked up owner. I'm going to start with the jacked up owner. Basically, the football guys have not been kind to us this season. And Jerry, as a whole, decides to get mad at a reporter who talks about seeing if he could put curtains in the stadium. And in his response, I'm quoted the best that I can, is that, what you want me to do? Tear down the stadium and rebuild it again? And I believe the football guys took that as an answer of bet. And one of the pieces fell off the roof that they tried to open up in the stadium. When I saw that happen, I think that was a clear demise of what was about to take place before game time. I'm glad no one got hurt and they were able to remove the piece, but they ended up sealing it back up to the top of the roof, so they decided to close it. So I feel like that was kind of some juju as a whole for what was about to happen in this game. Another thing that went wrong was just allowing your quarterback, who was a backup, to throw almost 60 pass attempts. He finished out with 55 pass attempts for over 354 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. He was also sacked 5 times. My biggest problem with having your quarterback throw that many times is to the point that you're really missing Dak Prescott. But even as a whole through the season, your starting quarterback didn't play as well. I assumed he was fighting injuries at that time, ultimately getting hurt in the Atlanta game where, it caught up to him. And I saw him on the sideline. He seemed like he was just doing his thing, but I'm glad his surgery went well. Dak healed up. Back to Cooper Rush. It was some things that I saw that he did that was right, and some that he did was wrong. And it's to the point now I'm just tired of fans just stating that Cooper Rush is the answer at quarterback. He is not. And the more and more people think about that, the more they are lying to themselves. He is nothing but a backup. And a backup should no way, shape, or form be throwing near 60 pass attempts. It doesn't make sense. The game was close as a whole. All you had to do was run the rock. I don't get it. You make Rico Dowdle the number 1 back. He only had 6 touches. That's crazy work. The game really didn't get out of hand till the 4th quarter. But even at that point, the defense, what went right in this game, the defense showed up to play. They kept the game close. The only thing they needed to do was the offense needed to back them up when they made stops. And the offense failed the defense. So at that point in time, the blowout started to take place. And the weird inconvenience of things started to occur, where another thing went wrong, fumbling the football. Now, I don't know what's going on when it happens with these fumbles, but I'm just wondering why the football keep bouncing to the offensive linemen, where they think they're running backs and try to play hero ball, and it just come crashing down on them. A situation last week happened where Terrence Steele gave up a strip sack, but then tried to pick up the ball, failed completely. Eagles recovered that thing. So this time around against the Texans, I forgot the guy on the defense for the Texans, but he beat Tyler Guyton, got a strip fumble. Tyler Guyton, the ball bounces to him. Instead of him just falling on the ball, he decides to pick it up and be like, I'm going to run this thing. Safety for the Texans, Jalen Petrie, 5'10", 187 pounds, blow up Tyler Guyton. He fumbles the ball, and the guy that forced the strip sack scooped up the ball, ran it in for a defensive touchdown. Tyler Guyton is now hurt with his shoulder. So my conclusion is, offensive lineman, whenever you see the ball that's loose, fall on it. Do not believe you can run. Just fall on it. This game was just bad overall to the point where you get your highs in this game, but then you just come crashing down to reality that, this season is lame duck. If I had some duck sounds, I would play them because it's pretty much a lame duck season. And the more and more I watch this game, I did get a chance to see some of the young guys, and I'm glad they got the experience there, but just had a worse outcome for them. It's a learning thing for them. And overall, I think from it, hopefully these guys get another chance later, the early part of the season. I'm to the point now they have another Monday night game against Cincinnati. I would not mind them flexing that out of prime time, because the way that they played this season and the way that things have just been going on, they're not deserving of being on prime time. Put that to another matchup who is more worthy and deserving of it. Another thing that went right in this game was being able to see Micah Parsons make a difference. I know with his injury, the defense really hasn't been the same, but just seeing him out on the field is really just elevating the presence for him as a whole. I get it. It's frustrating with just coming back and you feel like you're just carrying everything on your own, where I do want to address that the players got to step up and help this man out on the line, because he cannot do it by himself. This is supposed to be a team effort. Regardless of what's happening with the coaches, you go out there and play for your brothers. And another player that really opened my eyes was Izzy Mukwamu, who stepped in for Kalen Carson at corner. I really wanted to see more of him going into the season because he's also playing under a contract year. I got a chance to see Maurice get some experience, especially at linebacker. I got a chance to see Mozzie make some plays. I got a chance to see Carl Lawson make some plays. Demarion Overshown. I really would love to see him under a full off season where he just got to slow it down sometimes. He has so much juice going to the point of attack that it really just takes him away from the play, or he just whiffs on a tackle. So hopefully he can work on that and improve. I know that they're saying that they're going to try to bring back Marshawn Nealon next week and Deron Bland. I would just honestly just shut him down for the season. Tyler Smith, he had an injury yesterday. I think they should shut him down. Zach Martin, it hurts my heart to see what Zach Martin has done and just to see the outcome that's taking place now. Shut him down. I believe this is his last season in Dallas, probably his last time lacing up the cleats this season. So I'm just to the point now, if you're fully going to go into committing for the future, play your young guys, go ahead, try to see if you can get a top draft pick. Right now you're in number 9 in the tankathon. If you're really just going to go ahead and falter, go ahead and do it. It's a business move, and I know everyone's been saying it's a business move and stuff. It happens. I get that. I understand that. But their contention window left after this game. So right now they got to embrace the tank, and I'm to the point now of embracing it as well. And, yeah, I digress. What y'all think?
Carpe Panesium, Earl.
Commit to the future.
Tank time.
Yeah, we asked you this question last week. You were reluctant, but yeah, it's tank time.
Let's see some more Trey Lance. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean,
play everybody.
Deuce Vaughn, Trey Lance.
Yeah.
I don't know who else.
I forgot a couple of players that also played well. Luke Schoonmaker stepped in for Jake Ferguson because Ferguson was in concussion protocol, and Brevin Spanford. They did a really good job at the tight end spot. I wouldn't rush Ferguson back, especially into next week against Washington, where I'm just interested to see all the young guys this time around, because this is your future. And going into the offseason, they have 27 free agents. You can't draft your way out of this. You're going to have to sign free agents. So I'm already expecting them to load up the team at some point of capacity into next season. But this season is cooked. I'm ready to see 2025 so I can enjoy it and party like it's 1995.
When you said that, it made me think of Weird Al Yankovic's Amish Paradise. We're going to party like it's 1699. No, look, at the end of the day, carpe penesium, absolutely, it's time. Malik Hooker gave him Defensive Player of the Week for the NFC East. I think just overall game from him was pretty impressive. Look, it was not. I watched it for you, my brother, because you are my brother from another mother. But that was hard. That was a hard game to watch.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's like they were close in the first half, and I just think I just think from what took place where the offense couldn't get going, I just think the defense was just like, yo, man.
I mean, the defense can only hold up
point.
for so long.
Right.
Look, and especially when you have a lame duck coach like that. Look, I actually want to talk to you about Jerry.
Go ahead. What you got?
We kind of alluded to this last pod, but going to the basketball example here, Donald Sterling, former owner of the Clippers, was getting old and questioning his awareness and where he is mentally at that age, where he was doing some terrible things. Now, obviously, Jerry Jones is not Donald Sterling. At least we hope not. But at some point, somebody had to step in. I think it was Sterling's wife who got him evaluated and saying that he was not mentally competent to run the team. Jerry is 82. It is normal for 82-year-olds not to have such a heavy burden, especially mentally. And with comments that Jerry has been making to the media throughout the year, but especially the last couple weeks, one has to wonder, is Jerry Jones capable at this age to make sound decisions for the football team moving forward?
I say this just in clearness and understanding, is that with Jerry as a whole, he's stubborn. He's very egotistical. And one thing that I feel that he's really just trying to right this ship, it's really affecting the team as a whole, but it's also just him entrusting his son with certain things. And I don't think it's in the best interest that his son would take over either, because what he knows, all he knows is about the dollar, and he's very cheap with it, where in order to try to go beyond that and have some hardships financially, that'll help you get to where you need to go, because you took a risk on spending the dollar to bring players in. And I just think with the cheapness of how they're going, and you could even say that it's the reasoning of Dak's contract, that's his fault. That's Steven's fault. If they would have signed Dak back in January, maybe close to March, that money would have been solidified where you can address things in April before the draft. They clearly did not do anything to help this team, and they banked on the stars doing it, and the stars started dropping like flies. And now you see a team that's fully depleted, where it's some stars coming in and out, and now it's to the point they're out, get them out. So that's what happens when you're lazy in what you're doing, and just the incompetence of what Jerry has done. Yeah, if he's just being the owner, I'm cool with it. But being the GM, you got to give that to somebody who's worthy of that. And if you're to the point now that you're still holding on to that, you have problems, and it's going to continue to affect the team. One guy that I think should be the GM is Will McClay, but they're probably not going to give that to him. So in that case, I would bring in Troy Aikman to be the GM, because I think he would
Earl,
be.
let me rephrase my question like this. Like with Shelley Sterling, like with Jeannie Buss of the Lakers, should a family member, because this is a family-owned organization, like the Clippers and Lakers are in the NBA, should somebody in this family basically try to take the team from Jerry at this point? And do you think they will?
I think it should be Charlotte.
You think she will?
I stand on it.
No, I'm asking. I'm not. I agree with you that it probably should be her, but do you think she will try to take the team? If you had to guess,
I
will we be
mean,
seeing a headline this offseason saying Charlotte Jones attempts to coup the Dallas Cowboys from Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones?
nah, in that case, no.
Okay. All right. Mal, Maurice, do you guys have any thoughts?
No, I mean, Earl kind of hit it on the head there. I really got nothing else to say. Cowboys are in the same boat as me, so that's that.
Hey, Mal, you want to join me in the tank and drive it to the draft?
Yeah, I mean, man, I've been there. I was waiting for you to get on board.
Yeah, I'll pilot it.
Sounds good. See you there.
See you then.
Play Trey Lance.
Yeah.
See what your young guys got going for them.
I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see Lance. I want to see more Deuce Vaughn. I'm ready to see Ryan Flournoy. Oh,
Ooh,
speaking of that, Jonathan Mingo, will you report to the field? I repeat, Jonathan Mingo, will you report to the field? I'm here, sir. Let me tell you what you did on the field. You had one target, 0 attempts. You were on the field. You were number 81. That's a special number to me. That was Rocket Ishmael's number. That was a TO number. You are unworthy of 81 to the point Jerry and his incompetence burned a 4th round pick for this brother. They were hyping him up. One target for 0 yards. I'm just to the point now. See all the young guys. I'm just sit all the veterans, start all the young guys, because I need to see what this team is going into the future. But for them, it just hurts my heart to see just year after year stars being wasted of their accomplishments, especially dealing with this organization. It's pathetic.
When you say sit all the young guys, what is the age cutoff for the young guys here?
Well, I meant to say start the young guys, but basically sit the vets.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, what's the age cutoff here for veterans? Does Micah still play?
Yeah, he's a young guy, but at the same time, it's like you also gotta watch him, because if he gets hurt again, that's gonna affect his money, because he's on his 5th-year option right now.
Okay. So, yeah, Maurice, any thoughts?
No, that's it. That's all I said. Play Trey Lance and play the young guys. That's all.
I'm actually kind of curious who's going to have more touchdowns. Assuming, and by the way, it's already been announced that Cooper Rush will be starting next week against the Commanders.
Gigi Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, if Trey Lance started the same number of games of not Daniel Jones, of Tommy DeVito, I'd be curious to see who would get more touchdowns and who would have more wins.
I think it would be more of Tommy DeVito, because he got that experience.
I think Tommy DeVito. So, like, I saw a Giants content creator, I forget who it was, but he was just talking about how Tommy DeVito can be the face of the franchise moving forward, which brings us to our next topic, right, Mal?
Yeah, so Giants were in a bye week, but exciting stuff happened, guys. The Daniel Jones era is over. We are done. Yes, we are done. No more trolling Daniel Jones because he's out. He's benched, and Tommy DeVito has been named QB1 of the New York Giants. So, Italian Stallion Tommy Cutlets is back. Chicken parm will be served on Sunday, fellas.
Ooh, I like that.
What do we think?
Okay, so can I go first? Can I go first?
Because since he's your guy, I know.
He is my guy. So I have a double or nothing. So as our listeners know, if you've been following us, Mal lost our bet when it came to the Commanders Giants matchup this year. Mal currently has. I will be buying her Sam Hartman Commanders shirt, and she has to wear it as her profile picture for the week of the Super Bowl. However, Mal, I have a chance. I will give you a chance to redeem yourself.
Okay.
Here's my thing. I will still get a Bryce Ford Whedon shirt if if Tommy DeVito has a winning record for the remainder of the season, that means at least 4 wins in the next 6 games.
That's not happening. But
and wait, just hear me out. Or has at least 10 touchdowns.
Okay.
10 passing touchdowns, let me clarify.
Okay. I don't think he'll have that much, but sure. I'll accept the bet.
Okay, cool. If not, you still have to do the same thing. No extra. I'm not going to add anything extra to you because I'm not mean.
Okay.
But I double or nothing. I think that's a fun one. Look, and I would wear, instead of getting a Bryce Ford Whedon shirt, I would actually wear a Tommy DeVito shirt.
Okay.
I would be okay with that. So getting down to Tommy DeVito, first off, when he played, granted, he played against 3 really bad teams that he won against, fair, but he does have a year of experience in the offense. He showed signs last year. I think it was confidence and timing with him last year.
Yeah.
I honestly think now that he has another, pretty much year of experience, I think that he might win you guys some games. Is it 4 games? Probably not. But he did win you guys 3 games last year. So is it outrageous to say that he might have another winning record this year?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, who's your opponents for the remaining 6 games?
The Buccaneers.
Winnable right now.
The Cowboys.
Definitely winnable.
The Ravens.
Not winnable.
Let me see.
Have you guys played the Steelers yet?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We played the entire AFC North besides the Ravens. So it's the Buccaneers, if I could find it. The Cowboys, the Saints, the Ravens, the Falcons, the Colts, and the Eagles.
So besides the Eagles and the Ravens, I think the rest of those games are possibly winnable if you have good quarterback play.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, just saying here. Let's just say Tommy Cutlets has goes 3-3 in those games, right? Let's just say he goes 3-3, or even if he doesn't win that many games, let's just say he looks really good in those games. No, maybe 1 or 2 turnovers for the remainder of 6 games. 8 to 10 touchdowns. Passing at least 250 yards per game. Mal, is there a world where Tommy Cutlets could be the quarterback of the future?
No.
Not even a remote chance.
No.
Come on now, Lucas.
I will not come on now.
So
I will not be for real. This is the Italian Brocacci himself. He has to get a fair shot.
Well, he's getting it. And
you're just it's not fair because you said there's no way in the world.
There isn't.
So even if they have a winning record with him, he doesn't have a chance.
No.
Haters. All you guys.
Yes, I am a hater.
You are a hater.
I'm the biggest hater.
Hater on Tommy Cutlets.
Lucas,
I've been correct so far
being
about
a hater, man.
No, I'm joking. But in all seriousness, I've been correct about the Giants quarterbacks thus far. Just saying. I do have a track record on this. Tommy Cutlets has a chance.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he will be the guy, but he has a chance to be the guy. And this is an audition. That's why they're going with him over Drew Lock, right? I mean, besides the fact that he knows the offense more. But
yeah, Drew Lock is also bad, so.
Yeah, he is pretty bad. So why not? Why not have the open mind here, right? It's not like you're paying him a ton.
I mean, I'll have an open mind, but I'm not going to subject myself to some project Italian stallion when next year we could have a nice draft pick and actually get a nice quarterback.
Sador Sanders is coming to New York.
No, I don't want him.
I know you want Cam Ward.
Yeah,
maybe you'll get him. Maybe you won't. If Tommy Cutlets wins more than 1 game, then you probably won't.
Nah, they're definitely going to get their quarterback. This is just to help them just see what they got potentially as a backup.
Yeah. They want to see if they could be a serviceable backup, which would be great.
We will see. Anyway, anybody else have thoughts on this? I'm sorry, I dominated this one. I was just excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have a little something to enjoy, especially from last week. But
the fans will enjoy this.
Yeah, they will. Mal, my biggest thing with what y'all got with DeVito, at some point in time, they're just going to see what will happen, especially with him potentially being a backup for next season. But it'll also bring a QB competition for whichever quarterback star y'all do decide to draft. It's leaning towards Shador being the first quarterback off the board, but Cam Ward, I think, would be Shador would be someone good for the offense for New York, but Cam Ward would also be that as well. So for those two, you would want Cam Ward. But is there like a third quarterback that you might be interested in if you don't get both?
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Milroe seems like he'd be pretty good too from Alabama. I like him. I know
Milroe.
I know it's not that strong of a quarterback class, but as long as it's not a reach, that's all I care about.
Understood.
That's how we
got I feel like Milroe needs to go back one more year.
Well, he's a senior.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. He's a senior. He's a graduate.
Did he register? Because he could be like one of those super... Anyway, not the point here. By the way, Mal, if you go for Shador, that means you might end up getting, prime time. Do you want prime time taking over for Dable in New York?
I just said I didn't want Shador. I don't want his father either.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
I actually would want Dion, but that's a reach, though.
Like, Earl, didn't I ask you this question last week? You said no.
Yeah, but after doing my research, just seeing how the players are, I feel like Dion would be the best fit for it. The only downside is Stephen Jones, especially when Jerry signed him to the contract. I'm going to say this real quick, and then I'm done. I consider Jerry considers Dion more of a son than his own.
There's a lot there.
I can see that. I can see that.
I can see it too.
All right, let's go.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
And I think I said it before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to reiterate it for the record. If the Cowboys get Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, they're going to draft his son, and then Dak will be on the trading block.
Would the Giants want to trade for Dak?
Look, all I want is a top draft pick, and I'm here to fleece some picks. So, if it happens, it happens, but we'll get there when we get there.
All right. Well, let's go to the social media stuff, guys.
Let's get to the NFC East mailbag this week. I got a question for everyone. Who's one player on your team you thought would have a breakout season and he didn't? Let me start with Lucas.
Ben Sinnott. Granted, he's a rookie. I thought he was going to have a much bigger role than what he did. He's basically tight end 3, which is crazy because John Bates is like a pass blocking one, and Zach Ertz is like super old, but it is what it is, I suppose. Like Bates had more catches than like that's just crazy. Like it's not like John Bates can't catch the ball. It's just like that's not his thing.
Okay.
So anyway,
could you repeat the question again for me?
Which is one player at the beginning of the season you thought would have a breakout season, but they have not so far?
Ooh, that's going to be Jalen Tolbert. I'm to the point now, he's in his 3rd year. He's definitely was supposed to take that wide receiver 2. All I've seen right now, it seems like he's just been a shell of himself where he didn't take that step that needed to. He'll come out in the season with an arm sleeve on, with some shades, some new gear, thinking like, yeah, I'm that dude. But he really hasn't played up to be that dude. And the more and more I'm looking at him on the field, he's lacking separation. He's not being physical at the point of attack, and he's not making it easier for the quarterback. So I'm just to the point now, CeeDee Lamb needs help, and if you don't have it in-house, go get it in the draft.
Okay. I'm actually surprised you didn't say Mozzie.
I already knew what Mozzie was from that. The kid has so much pressure on him right now because everyone just wanted him to be the focal point of the defensive interior, where I don't think he's like fully in the mindset of football. He just wants to hit people. And I think with him not being able to have that mindset of football as a whole, it's affecting him. When he gets blown off the ball, especially with his size and frame, it's a problem. He's looking like he's going to become a bust.
Okay. Now?
Deontay Banks. Second year, first round, cornerback, just getting absolutely cooked out there, not given an effort. He's been really underwhelming and just disappointing this season. Still young, can still turn it around, but he's definitely the answer. He needs to do better.
Okay. And for me, it's not actually a young player. It's a free agent signing, and that's Bryce Huff. I thought he would have a much bigger impact on our defense. He really has, although our defense is good, him individually really hasn't contributed a lot so far as a free agent. Basically, he was replacing Hassan Reddick. And Hassan Reddick had some good years, at least with the sack numbers, with the Eagles. And to go from Reddick to Huff has been a huge downgrade. But shout out to Vic Fangio for, figuring it out and using the players and the talent he has to make this defense work. But Bryce Huff has most definitely been disappointing so far as an Eagle.
Hey, Maurice, I got a little hashtag you could do. You might be able to pitch it out for the Eagles. Hashtag bring back Reddick.
Well, they can't sign him this season, so.
I mean, next season.
He's playing anyway now.
Yeah, he's playing for the Jets. He is. He is. All right, so who's next? Earl?
Oh, it's that time.
It's that time.
It is time. Who's that football player?
No.
Yeah, not this week.
The disappointment.
I am disappointed. Is it because it's the Washington Redskins / football Wizards, as you like to call them?
No, I couldn't think of a tone at that time, but I'll
Just
use
do the
that.
normal nah, man. It's classic.
Nah, I gotta change it up, man. Change it up.
Classic is good.
We're gonna get to this football player, all right? And you might be mad at me this week again. So, this football player played with the Washington Redskins / Commanders. Back in the 2008 season, this football player had 83 receptions for 849 yards, 1 touchdown. His career awards is a 2-time Pro Bowler as well as an all-rookie team. Guys and gal, who's that football player?
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys. This one's actually pretty easy. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think it is? I'll go with Mal first.
I'm honestly not sure, but I'm going to go with Chris Cooley.
Maurice?
Yeah, I'm going to say Cooley too.
Earl?
H-back Chris Cooley.
Yay.
He was actually listed originally as a fullback, not an H-back. But yes, that is correct. It is Chris Cooley, nothing. Guys, I wasn't trying to be cute on this one. I just wanted to do a Chris Cooley one. Be
He's
honest.
one of your favorite players?
He is one of my favorite players.
Wait a minute. Let me say something. Is the fullback position an actual position anymore?
Yeah, the Cowboys have one.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, around the time when Cooley happened, it was like a H-back type thing where it was kind of like a tweener. It was like a tweener from being a fullback to doing tight end stuff.
Yeah, like during that time, like I remember West Virginia had Owen Schmidt, who was like a really fun fullback. He played in the NFL for a few years.
He played for the Eagles, I think, yeah.
Yeah, probably at one point. Yeah, I remember him on Oakland and Seattle, though. Anyway, so anyway, that's not trying to be cute or tricky here, guys. Not trying to trick you all. Just wanted to do a Chris Cooley one because he deserves a shout out at some point.
Salute to him.
Now we got some Cowboys. We have a Cowboys poll, don't we?
Yes, we do. We have a one poll question this week, guys. I'm just pulling it up real quick. So basically, Earl went over this one already. Our Dallas Cowboys host, Earl, is not a fan of tanking. Dallas Cowboys fans, do you think the team should focus on tanking this season? And
yes,
that was majority of the vote, yes. So they agree with you, Earl, now. Everyone wants to tank.
Yeah, it was just for that point, they weren't mathematically out. And I was just going from when I know that they're fully mathematically out, because, I mean, it was still like a 10% chance, but now it's like a 2% now.
Yeah.
For it. I just needed another week to see it because I'm seeing other teams drop wins as well. And I'm like, if you're not in the top 5, just see what you can do with what you can salvage. But, I mean, it looked like they're pretty much cooked, so it is what it is.
Hear that. All right, Lucas, bring us to trivia.
This week's trivia is brought to you by the New York Giants. Which wide receiver in New York Giants history has the most receptions in a single season? I'll go with Maurice first.
I'm going to go. I kind of feel like Odell's like the trick answer here. Hey, I'm going to go Odell.
Okay. Earl, who do you think it is?
I'm going to go Victor Cruz.
And Mal, who do you think it is?
So I was thinking Victor Cruz too, but I'm going to say Steve Smith.
Mal, you are correct. It is Steve Smith.
I knew it was up there.
2009, he had 107 receptions. Odell was second with 101. And Victor Cruz, his top season was in 2012 with 86. He is sixth on that list. Saquon was actually fourth.
Wow. Maurice, you were actually really close with Odell there.
Yeah, Odell had like...
Yeah, they used him a lot.
Odell's best season was 101. He also had one for 96 and 91.
Odell just couldn't get his head straight. I mean, that's what it really was.
Yeah,
Odell.
true.
He was so talented.
I know. It's a shame.
Yeah, no, good guesses, though. Good guesses. Great guesses.
Victor Cruz, he was really good for a short period, too.
Yeah.
He had injuries, and that was pretty much it.
Surprisingly, Amani Toomer was all the way down at eighth on this list with 82.
Yeah, I was actually interested to see how much he had because I was considering him too.
Now, Toomer, Cruz, Beckham, Barkley, and Smith are all on this list. There's one other player in the top 10, though. Can you guess who that was?
Hakeem Nicks?
Yes! Good guess. Mal knows her 2000s Giants trivia.
That's when we were
North Carolina.
Good, so.
Next was
Yeah, can you guess the season that Hicks had that one, though?
Oh, gosh, no. Yeah, I don't know.
Was it 2011?
Yeah, it's got to be like 2010, 2011.
It's 2010.
Close.
Still pretty cool, though, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the top 15, it was still the same players. It wasn't until the 16th one where Jeremy Shockey jumps in there. So
my mom's a goat. She loves Jeremy Shockey.
Jeremy Shockey was one of your funnest tight ends that you guys have ever had. That being said, that's my trivia. I thought that was a good one.
Good job, sir.
Yes. So anyway, that being said, let's see what's up next. I think Earl, we've been skipping this last couple weeks. So you've been dealing with work stuff, but we are glad to have this back. We're actually catching up on about 3 weeks of this. So, Earl, tell us the prospects of the week for the Commanders, Eagles, and Cowboys.
Okay, we'll do. I'm going to start off with the Washington team. And you only get one of those Commanders from me at least a week. So, yeah.
I'll take it.
All right, so this prospect I have for you guys, Lucas, is in the 7th round. I went with defensive back from UCLA, KJ Wallace. He's 5'9", 187 pounds. One thing that I noticed with what you guys probably need, y'all definitely need more in depth with corners, especially with this guy. He's really good in the slot. You can use him in the nickel as well. He's definitely a physical tackler. The only thing is, within his weakness, sometimes he takes bad angles when it goes to the tackles, but he's very committed in tackling, so that's a good thing. And he lacks size, but he utilizes his athleticism to overcome his size frame. So what I'm thinking is, if you guys can get him late, that'd be a really good steal for you guys, especially with what y'all have at corner. And I actually wouldn't mind seeing him paired up with Mikey Sainer still, and see what y'all can do with Forbes. Y'all might be able to get a little combo going with that.
I think the only way that Forbes can save his career at this point is if he goes to safety.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for that. That's why
he's not strong enough. He's not big enough to play corner. He might be able to play safety, though, maybe.
I don't know. It's just you got to see what your DB coach can get them in the best position. Because I've seen guys undersized still have great careers. And it's possible. You just got to make sure you get the best out of your player. So, yeah, hopefully they can work with his confidence and just kind of see what spot he needs to be a part of the team, because y'all still got a good dude in Forbes. It's just getting them in the right direction.
Yeah, no, he's a great person, just not a good cornerback right now. What about the Eagles? Who you got for them?
For the Eagles, I looked on their draft board. I don't think they had a 7th round pick, so I shifted over to the 6th round. And the Eagles, I would have them drafting linebacker from the U is Francisco Maigawa. And basically, he's 6'3", 230 pounds. Some of his strengths, he's really good at being the quarterback of the defense. He normally plays the middle linebacker position. He has good change of direction as well, where he's definitely physical when it comes to tackling. And I think that's one thing that the Eagles need, especially in the linebacker position, especially with having some young guys, but getting guys that can fly around the ball and hit as well. It would definitely make things a little easier for Nakobe Dean and your other linebackers as well. Zach Bond, he'd be a nice pairing with Francisco. And one thing that Francisco lacks is covering athletic tight ends, where it's coachable, where he can improve on that. And with what the Eagles have and Goddard being a big athletic tight end, it'll definitely give him some practices in testing him out, but it's also giving him the experience as well. So I got the Eagles drafting him in the 6th round.
I'm cool with that as long as the linebacker is not undersized, which I can't stand. I hate undersized linebackers. They're just not effective in today's football. But, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think if he can hit the off-season peanut butter, I think he'll be fine with that. I mean, 230 is not bad. If he were to put maybe a 10-pound of muscle mass up there, kind of do some lean mass with it, I think that'd be a good frame for him around 240.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And the next pick is going to the Cowboys in the 6th round, where I know Dallas will have a bunch of draft picks, especially some compensatory picks as well. And with this pick in the 6th round, I got Dallas drafting running back from Nebraska, Ramir Johnson. He's 5'10", 200 pounds. Some of his strengths, he's a pass catching back. And with how much I've seen Dallas do within the passing, especially with screen plays, I think this would open up a lot for them, especially with him getting him lateral and getting him in space. He's also an outside runner as well. Like, run behind the tackles, he'll get the yardage. Some things that he lacks in running between the tackles, as well as his pass blocking his pass blocking skills, where in time he can work on that. But I believe Dallas may get a running back in the earlier round, and having this running back in the later round will be a nice little 1-2 combo, especially with how much faith they're kind of losing in Ezekiel Elliott, as well as Deuce Vaughn and possibly Rico Dowdle. And this running back, he really doesn't have much of an injury history. So you will have a running back that's pretty much good on health and being efficient. So those are my main 3 prospects for this week. Next week, we will start with the Giants in the 6th round.
All right, Maurice, let's review Week 12 matchups quickly and wrap things up. Oh, no, Mal. It's Mal this week, yeah.
Yeah, guys, so let's talk about next week's matchups. We have the Giants against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll see how that one goes. Baker Mayfield's been playing really well, so we'll see what happens, even though he's missing 2 of his big wide receivers. Eagles play the Rams. I think that'll be a nice competitive game. We'll see how the Eagles defense does against those Rams weapons with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. And then,
Sunday night football. I gave praise to our secondary.
I thought it was Monday night.
Episode. Huh?
I thought it was Monday night.
I'm pretty sure it's Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night football. So, NBC. So, yeah, I gave praise to our secondary. Let's see how it holds up against 2 really good receivers.
Yeah, and then our final matchup will be an NFC East matchup between the Cowboys and the Commanders. So that'll be a good one for you, Lucas and Earl, battling it out.
You mainly
Earl,
for
you're my brother from
Lucas,
another mother,
probably.
but you know the rules of our friendship. This week, we can talk trash about each other's teams. Let's go.
I mean, my team is playing trash right now anyway, so I mean, y'all might win by 3 touchdowns, but
that would be cool.
If I were to say something, I think this would be a buffer to the team you play after Dallas. So, yeah.
Very well could be. We will see.
Right.
Yep, let's go ahead and wrap things up.
Yeah, let's close out, guys. So I just want to thank everyone for listening to our podcast. Please make sure you follow us on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple Music at 13 Rings and NFC East Podcasts. Make sure you follow us on our socials, Facebook, Twitter, X, and Instagram at 13 Rings and NFC East Podcast. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at 13 Rings and NFC East Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening, and have a good one.
Peace.
See ya.
Blessings.